Good morning, students. We'll start now. So, in the last class, that means in the lab session, we have seen the implementation of this evaluation matrix. So, we have seen how to create confusion matrix, then how to calculate precision, recall, and accuracy score, F measure also. And one thing which is remaining under this topic is confusion matrix for multi-class. So, let us cover that. So currently we are studying evaluation topic. This is our lecture 6. Today's date is okay. Now I will give you the theory for confusion matrix today. Confusion matrix. Okay. So from the thing which we have covered till this point, so we can note down some points regarding confusion matrix. So what is the use of confusion matrix? So it gives us a tabular representation of the performance of our classification algorithm, right? So it is regarding classification. So it is used to evaluate the performance of machine learning classification algorithm. Please note down the theory, classification algorithms. Okay, so it gives a tabular representation of the performance of classification algorithms. Okay. Then for the regression type of algorithm, we will go for the so it will be a continuous type of data. Then we will go for mean, absolute error, or sum of squared error. Okay. Second point is provides the comparison between the true or actual values and the predicted values. So we can do a comparative study between the true values and the predicted values. Then so when you have for 2 class problem, you will get 2 by 2 confusion matrix, right? Till now we have created only 2 by 2 confusion matrix. Similarly, for 3 class problem, you will get 3 by 3 confusion matrix. And similarly, for n number of classes, you will get n by n confusion matrix. Okay. And which value we get in confusion matrix? So we get 4 terms. We get 4 terms, namely TP, TN, FP and FN, which are the indicators of the quality of the classification algorithm. Okay, so in confusion matrix we get these 4 terms, namely true positive, true negative, false positive and false negative. Okay, now here TP stands for true positive. Okay, then TN stands for true negative, FP false positive and Fn false negative. Now you tell me, okay, for which term we prefer higher value out of this 4. So for which term we can say higher the better? Tell me.
TP.
Yes, TP and TL. Okay, so here we can say that higher the better, and for this lower the better. Okay, so you have a theory for confusion matrix now. Please make a note. So from the theory itself you can create a theory. From the concept itself, if you understood the concept, then you can write 2-3 para about that concept. Okay, next. So we'll have some examples, and always try to explain through examples. So first will be 2-class problem. Okay, now consider we have 20 samples. Okay, let's say we have data about the animals, and we have 2 animals. That data will be about 2 animals. Let's say we have 9 samples of cats and 11 samples of dogs. Okay, so they will be represented by different features. Okay, for example, height, then their parent category. Okay, so cats belong to cats belong to cat family, right? Tiger also belongs to cat family. Dog belongs to another category. Then their eating habits. Okay, so they will be differentiated based on different features. Okay, so we have 20 samples. Then we'll have actual or true labels. Now we know that there are 9 cats. Let's say we are representing cats by 1 and dogs by 0. Sorry, dogs by 0. Okay, so we'll have 9 ones. Okay, and 11 zeros. Okay, these are the true labels. Okay, we are representing cats by 1 and dogs by 0. So we have 9 cats. So actual or true labels, in true labels we'll have 9 ones and 11 zeros. Okay, let's say we have built a model. Okay, and if I provide features to our model, it gives us predicted labels. Okay, now the predicted labels are, okay, now let's consider out of 9 cats our model was able to identify 8 cats correctly. So we'll get, okay, so there will be 1-to-1 mapping. Okay, so first one is correctly classified, second one is correctly classified. So this will happen for 8 cats, and one is misclassified. Okay, for 1 cat our model is saying it is dog. Okay, so we'll get 0 because for dog we have 0. And then consider out of 11 dogs, he is able to correctly classify 9 dogs. So we will have 9 ones. Okay, and 9 zeros. Okay, and 2 ones. Okay, so this 0 and these ones are representing errors or misclassifications. Okay, and if you want to build a confusion matrix for this example, so we have 2 class problem. So the confusion matrix will be 2 by 2. Here we have true label and predicted label. Okay, so we can have cats and dogs cats are represented by 1, dogs are represented by 0, cats and dogs. Okay, now just fill the table. True labels. Okay, so how many cats are correctly classified? Okay, so label is 1 and our model is saying 1. So this is happening for how many cats? 8. Yes. Then for dogs, so the true label is dogs, but our model is saying cat. 2. Okay. Now the true label is dog and our model is saying dog. This is happening for 9 samples, right?
Yes.
And the true label is cat and our model is saying dog. This is happening for 1 sample. Yes. Okay, so this is true positive. Okay, this is true positive provided your positive label is cat, or sorry, 1. If your positive label is 1, then in that case this would be TP, this is TN. Okay, along the row of TP you will get FP. Okay, remember this, along the row of TP you will get FP and this is FN. Okay, provided your setup is like this. In some of the on some of the literature you will get true label along the row and predicted along the column. Okay, ये false positive है because the true label is dog but our model is saying cat. Okay, and cat is our positive class. Okay, so this will be false positive. वो उसको wrongly positive बोल रहा है, right? Okay, so this is clear to you now, right? Next, so we'll go for 3 class problem. So here we are going to consider IRIS dataset. This is very famous dataset from UCI University. Okay, first you take a screenshot of this. Done. Okay, this example. Okay, now we'll talk about 3 class problem. So here we are going to consider IRIS dataset. Okay, it is provided by UCI University. Here this IRIS is one kind of a flowery plant. Okay, and here we have 3 varieties of this IRIS plant. Okay, they are known as IRIS setosa, IRIS okay, setosa versicolor and IRIS virginica. Okay, so this is the home page of this IRIS dataset. Okay, so this is a sample image of that flower. Then so here we have 150 samples and there are no missing values. We have 50 samples for each class. And what are the features provided? So we have 4 features, that is sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. Okay, and based on this value, and it is a labeled data set. Okay, so we have the true values given for 4 samples. Okay, the true label is also given, so we can utilize this for a classification problem and for the clustering algorithm also. Okay, now we'll call this first class. So these are the 3 classes of this flowery plant. So let's call 1 setosa as 1, 2 and 3. So these are the labels given by us, and we will not consider entire 150 samples. Let's consider only 15 samples 15 samples, 5 per class. Okay, so we can easily derive true labels. Okay, so we will have 5 ones, then 5 twos, then 5 threes. Okay, let's assume we have built a model and model has predicted following label. Okay, so 1 1 1 1, and for the fifth flower it may came up with third class. Okay, so the label for the fifth sample, our model predicted it as class 3, then 2 2 2, consider 1 and 3. Okay, so last two versicolor flowers are misclassified. Okay, 1 and 3, let's say. Okay, 4 are correctly classified, 3 है तो 3 आया. Okay, but the last one is misclassified as 1. Now this is a problem, 3 class problem, so you will get 3 by 3 confusion matrix. Okay, so let's prepare a confusion matrix. One, two, three, 1 2 3, so true and predicted. So let's fill this table. Okay, so you can take 2 minutes, try to fill this table based on this data, and then tell me the rows. Okay, the value of this is, the true label is 1, predicted is 1. This is happening for 4 samples, right? Out of 5, yes, 4 are correctly classified. Then what about this sample? The true label is 1, but predicted is 3. True label is 1, predicted is 3, so 1 will come here. Okay, and what about this? The true label is 1, predicted is 2, so we don't have that case, so 0, right? Now then 2 2, the true label are 2 and predicted is 2, it is happening for 3 samples, so 3 will come here. The true label is 2, predicted is 1, it is happening for 1 sample, so 1 will come here. Then for the last pair, the true label is 2, predicted is 3, it is happening for 1. Then for 3 comma 3, okay, so it is happening for 4 samples. Then 3, true label is 3, predicted is 1, that means here we'll get 1, and we don't have case for this cell, right? Okay, so this is our confusion matrix. Now similar to 2 class problem, here also you have to consider what is your positive label. Okay, so consider your positive. Okay, case 1, positive label is 1. Okay, you have considered that 1 is your positive label. Now so the true label is 1 and the predicted label is 1, so what will be this? Is it a true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative? It is true positive, right? So true positive is 4. Okay, now consider this set. Now the labels are 2 and 3, okay, and our model predicted 2 and 3, so they are correctly rejected, right? They are correctly rejected. Their label was 2 and 3, okay, and model has predicted 2 and 3, so they are correctly rejected. That means this is true negative. Any other answer? They are correct. Okay. Now our positive label is 1. We are interested in this label. Okay. Now here for our model, in this case 2 and 3 are negative labels, right?
Yes.
Okay, so consider 2 and 3 together. Okay, they are negative and our model has predicted negative. Okay, so they are correctly rejected. So true negative means correctly rejected. True positive means correctly accepted or identified. False positive is wrongly accepted, and false negative is false है तो wrongly आ जाएगा, wrongly rejected. Okay, so they 2 and 3 are negative labels and they are labeled as 2 and 3 only. Okay, negative है, negative ही बोला गया, so they will form a true negative. The summation would be 3 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4. So 3 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4. Then false positive. False positive, wrongly accept. Okay, now this is happening for which class? Okay, is this one or this one? Vertical or horizontal pair? Tell me. False positive, wrongly accepted. Horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. Anyone with vertical? Okay, false positive, wrongly accepted. Okay, we are interested in one label, right? Label 1. Now 2 and 3 are negative in this case, right? And for these samples, okay, our model has accepted it, right? So summation of these two value will be FP 1 plus 1, that is 2. And false negative, wrongly rejected. This happened for these two samples. Okay, true label were 1, okay, but our model said negative. Okay, 2 and 3 are the negative labels. Okay, so false negative will be the summation of these two value. Okay, so false negative is 0 plus 1, that is 1. Now we have the value of TP, TN, FP, FN. Okay, so we can easily find out accuracy score, okay, precision score, recall score, and F1 score, right? We know the formula, we require only these values, right? Okay, so we can easily find out the accuracy score. Now see how the case change when you have label positive label as 2. Okay, I will redraw this confusion matrix here. One, two, three, 4, 1, 1, 0, 3, 0, 1, 1, 4. Now take a minute and think over the true positive, true negative, false positive, and false negative. For this case, okay, our true label, we are interested in class 2. Okay. So what will be the true positive?
Positives of 4. 3.
Please be loud. Okay, one said 3.
3.
Okay, any other answer?
No, sir. 3.
Any other answer? Okay. True positive, we are interested in 2. So in this case 2 is positive, 1 and 3 are negative. Okay. So this is true positive now because the label is 2 and predicted is 2. So true positive is 3. Tn. Okay, correctly rejected. Okay. So this will happen for which set, which elements?
1 and 3.
1 and 3. These two
No.
or this? Correctly rejected.
4, 1, 1 and 4.
Yes, 4, 1, 1 and 4. Okay. Okay, in this case 1 and 3 are negative. Okay, so this one and this 4 are correctly rejected, right? Okay, the label is negative and in the output also we are getting negative. Okay, so it would be 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4. Okay, so 10. False positive. Okay, false positive would be 0. Any other answer? So earlier I said false positive will be on the same row, right? So जहाँ पे TP रहेगा उसी रो में FP रहेगा. So this summation of these two would be FP. यहाँ पे भी देखिए ये जो 1 plus 1 था that was FP because this was TP. ये अपना TP था, ये FP था, ये FN था और ये Tn था, right? Fp was 1 plus 1. Okay, here also along the same row you will get Fp, that is 0 plus 0, that is 0. Okay, now try to understand Fp wrongly accepted. Okay, so for this sample its true label was 1 but it is accepted, right? So 0 plus for this element also its true label is 3 but it got accepted, so 0 plus 0, that's why Fp is 0. So then Fn wrongly rejected, true label was 2 for these two samples, the true label was 2 but in the output we got 1 and 3 respectively, right? For these two samples wrongly rejected, so 1 plus 1, that is 2. Then you can calculate accuracy, precision, recall and F1 score, right? So this score will vary, okay, based on the positive label that you are considering. That's why in a code also you have to provide that POS label parameter. So POS label parameter, in this case you have to set to 1. Okay, and along with that you have to give labels list also. Okay, so label, ये labels की list देनी पड़ेगी और POS label भी देना पड़ेगा. Okay, then you will get correct result. So this was regarding 3 class problem. Okay, take a screenshot. So now you are familiar with iris dataset, so now you can work on that. We have a library called datasets. Okay, it is present in sklearn library. I think sklearn.datasets, and then from sklearn.dataset import iris. I think iris is the name, or iris dataset. Okay, then you will get a dataset, then you can work on this. Okay, 4 features are there. We'll cover that in a lab session. Okay, now just we'll generalize this concept. यहाँ पे 2 होना चाहिए था. Now for n class. Okay, n class. So let's say our positive label is ck or k, okay, representing our class k, kth class, and we have n classes now. Okay, so let's generalize this concept. Okay, so we have c1 to ck minus 1 at this point. Okay, k minus 1 classes, then we have ck, then c plus 1 to cn. Okay, similarly here also c1 to ck minus 1, so this is ck plus 1 and cn. True in this side and predicted in this side. Okay, now tell me, so I will call section, okay, s1, s2, s3, s4, s5, s6, s7, s8 and s9. Okay, now you have to tell me the value of TP, TN, FP and FN. The scenario is clear to you, right? We have n classes, okay, represented by C1 to Cn. Okay, C1 to Cn are the classes. Our positive label is CK, okay, kth class, and this is the scenario, right? Okay, now you tell me the value of TP.
S5.
S5. Yes, correct, right? Because the true label is CK, because we are interested in CK, right? True label is CK and predicted is CK. It is happening for this section 5. So this is my TP. So this is S5. Okay, we will have only one true positive. Okay, so that is this one. Now what about TN? True negative.
One, 3, 7 and 9.
Yes, S1, S3, S7 and S9. Okay, their labels are negative. For this case, C1 to CK minus 1, CK plus 1 to Cn are the negative labels, and in the output also we are getting the same. So that would be Tn. So S1 plus S3 plus S7 plus S9 are the true negatives. FP, false positive, wrongly accepted.
4 and 6.
Yes, S4 and S6. Okay, their label was C1 to CK minus 1, that means negative. Okay, and they are predicted as CK. And CK plus 1 to Cn, okay, negative labels, but in the output we are getting CK. That means negative labels, so it is happening for S4 and S6. Okay, and remaining would be false negative. okay, wrongly rejected. So in S2 and S8, okay, it's their label is CK, that means positive, but in the output we are getting negative. Okay, so S2 plus S8 are the Fn. Okay, so this is the generalized case, and so if you compare this n class case and 3 class case, you will get the same result. Okay, TP बीच में है, corners के जो है those are the Tn, along the row we have Fp, along the column we have Fn. Okay, this is Fn, Fn, Fp, Fp. Any doubt? So confusion matrix is clear, right? No confusion regarding confusion matrix. Take a screenshot. Now the evaluation concept is clear, over. Now we'll move to next concept called as cross validation.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है
Yes.
सर एन क्लास में अगर जो पोजीशन लेवल है वो इन बिटवीन है कहीं पे भी,
हाँ,
लेकिन C1 या
ये
Cn के बीच में
ये
कहीं
ऐसे
पर-
शिफ्ट होगा, कहीं पे भी जाने दीजिए इसको, बस ऐसे मूव कीजिए आप,
हाँ
है ना। अगर यहाँ पे ये पोजीशन पे है तो ये यहाँ पे शिफ्ट होगा TP, ओके, करस्पॉन्डिंग, ओके, एक्सेप्ट दिस एलिमेंट, रो वाले जो रहेंगे वो FP रहेंगे, एक्सेप्ट दैट अलॉन्ग द कॉलम जो भी है वो FN हो जाएंगे. यू जस्ट ड्रैग दिस, ओके, और बाकी जो है ना रेक्टेंगल्स वो छोटे बड़े होंगे.
हाँ
यस. क्रॉस वैलिडेशन, और इफ़ यू टेक दिस ऑल द वे टू द कॉर्नर, द फर्स्ट वन, तो ये वाली केस मिलेगी. ओके, अगर आपने वो ड्रैग किया यहाँ पे along the row, except that element you will get FP, FN, and remaining would be the TN. Then next is cross validation concept. Okay, so this will be more clearer through one example. So again, two class problem. So now, so when we have a data, okay, consider a case of supervised learning. When we have labeled data, we generally don't use entire data for training our model. We generally split that data set into two parts, that is training set and testing set. We give most of the part, majority of the part for the training and remaining for testing. Generally we keep 4:1 ratio. Okay, that means 80% of the data for training and 20% for testing. Now consider by utilizing a training set. Okay, so training set are represented here in the figure. Okay, these are the training samples, and we have trained our model. Okay, and it is classification problem, so our classifier has come up with this decision boundary. Okay, so clearly it is a best result. Okay, and it is clearly separating the two classes. Okay, now so these are the trainings examples. Now consider our testing set is this one. I am representing by representing training set by this. Okay, I am considering the worst case. These two sets were disjoint set. Okay, now we have trained the model based on the training set represented by a blue pen. Okay, testing sets are this one. Now what is the accuracy? what is the okay, my model will say positive if the sample fall to the right side of this line, okay, and it will say negative for the sample which will fall to the left side of this line. Okay, so for this sample, what would be the predicted label? What would be the predicted label? It is falling to the left side of this. Okay, for this I will get, so I have 3 positive samples and 3 negative samples. For the first sample, my classifier will say negative. For the second also, it will say negative. For the third, negative. For the this sample, okay, it is falling onto the right side of this line, so positive. Okay, for this also positive, and for this positive. Now the summation of misclassification, we know the formula, right? Summation of delta of true value and the predicted value. Okay, and delta gives 1 when the y does not match with y bar, so the misclassification is 6. Okay, all are misclassified. Okay, and out of 6 samples, there were 6 samples in testing set. Okay, my accuracy is 0. Okay, my accuracy is 0 in this example. But what if my training examples are, now I am considering second case. Okay, now my testing, now case 1 is over. Now consider case 2. Now my training set is which are represented by this green line. Okay, my testing sets are 1 wrongly classified and then negative. Okay, now out of 6 only 1 is wrongly classified. Now, so my accuracy in this case would be 1 divided by 6 multiplied by 100. Sorry, 5 are correctly classified. $80 point something, right? 83.33, I guess, right? Out of 6, 5 are correctly classified. Getting the example? Okay, now what is the problem? Try to identify the problem. Why my accuracy is changing for the same example? Did you get this example?
सर एक क्वेश्चन है कि आपने ऊपर 6/6 लिखा है, तो उस केस में तो 0/6 होना चाहिए।
नहीं, accuracy कैसे रहेगी? Accuracy out of all the samples, how many are correctly classified? Correctly classified 0 है, that's why 0 रहेगा. और second case में out of 6, 5 are correctly classified, that's why 5/6. Accuracy है ना, 1 माइनस कर दीजिए. हाँ, okay. Did you get the example? Now try to identify the problem.
क्या करना है?
Why there is a difference between these two accuracy, and it is very big difference, right? From 0 to 83.33. Why we are getting so much, means that much difference in accuracy score? Now what is the root cause of that? The reason behind this is we are not sure about this split. ठीक है, during the training of our model we are unknown, right? Testing set is not visible to us, right? It can be anything. It can be the worst case which was our case 1, it can be a best case, which was our case 2. Not the best but near to best, right? समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes.
हाँ, we are not sure about this split. Now, what is a way around this? Means how can we overcome? So, if you get this worst case, okay, we have one function in sklearn, that is training underscore testing underscore split. ये फंक्शन हमें प्रोवाइडेड है, ओके. वी जस्ट प्रोवाइड अ पैरामीटर, ओके, 0.8. सो 0.8 प्रोवाइड करने से 80% विल बी यूज फॉर ट्रेनिंग एंड 20% विल बी यूज फॉर टेस्टिंग, ओके. नाउ ही विल randomly split your data in training and testing, okay. Consider you have got the worst case, okay. All your testing samples, okay, they are wrongly classified. You will get accuracy of 0, okay. Then you can conclude that your model is worst, okay, because accuracy is 0, okay. But if you again split your data using this function, and you may get accuracy more than 90%, okay. So that depends on that split, okay. So what we do, we perform k operations, sorry, k experiments. We perform k experiments, okay, and then get k accuracy scores, and we take, okay, our final accuracy would be the average of this k scores, okay. We will perform k experiments, we will calculate k accuracy score, and will say my final accuracy, okay, and which would be the average of this k scores, okay. This is how we calculate the final accuracy score. So what we do, and that process is known as k-fold cross validation, okay. Now what happens in k cross validation, k-fold cross validation? So consider this is my data set, and let's say k equals to 5. We will split this data set into 5 sections. So section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4 and section 5. As you have set k equals to 5, that means you are going to perform 5 experiments, and each time you will use different testing set, okay. So when, okay, so this is my round 1, this is my testing set, and remaining 4 will be my training set, okay. In round 2, so every time I am using different portion for testing, so I will get different accuracy score, okay. This is my round 2, sorry, okay, training set, and so on. In the final round, I will be using first section for the testing and remaining 4 for training, okay. And this is my round 5, and final accuracy would be average of accuracy 1 plus accuracy 2 plus accuracy 3, 4 and 5, okay. Got the concept? Pretty easy, right? Just first focus on the problem, okay. So you can't rely on one score, it could be your worst case, okay, or the best case. Okay, so what we do, we split our data set into k sections and we perform k experiments. Each time we calculate accuracy score, and finally we'll calculate a final accuracy score by taking an average of those k scores. Okay, that is the concept of cross validation.